What is going on, nation? It is your boy, Steedson, coach of your Lehigh Valley Phantoms, bringing you a PWC transaction video. This week is the last week to make transactions within the PWC. So we made two free agent moves that I think will ultimately bring our team a little bit better in terms of synergy. So let's get right into it. The first one we made is we dropped Kabutops and picked up a Lowland Muck. So the reason that we dropped Kabutops, I had a fair amount of things I wanted to do with it, but most teams it didn't match up well enough to do them on. So like I wanted to run a Sash Weak Armor, but no one really has lead mons uh, that match up well for Kabutops to do that. Additionally, every time I bring rain, Swampert pretty much handles it all on its own. I brought Kabutops once, and in that game, he didn't even hit the field because Swampert ran through the opponent's team too well. So Kabutops was kind of just like there for me right now. It had really good sets. I had some cool ideas for it, but like it just didn't seem to ever make it to the matchup. If I had made it a Z captain, which I probably should have, so I can take advantage of Z moves in the rain, that probably would have made it a little bit better for my team. But the inability to run Z captains and being as frail as it is kind of hindered me from wanting to keep it around. But anyway, we picked up a Lowland Muck for numerous reasons. First off, it has two really good abilities in Poison Touch and Gluttony, which it has hidden ability Power Falcony, but that only works for doubles battles, so there's no point even really talking about that. Right off the bat, tremendous stats all around. 105 HP is really, really good to pair with its 100 SpDef, which is amazing for the likes of Assault Vests. And this thing Muck has really good coverage, so that way I can take advantage of Assault Vest very, very well without suffering from forcing moves onto Muck. But it also has 105 attack, which is absolutely fantastic, especially given that it's going to be running a defensive role on my team. Having that naturally high attack is going to be really beneficial to hit things with the likes of knockoffs, pursuits, poison jab, shadow sneak, I believe it gets. Yeah, my cursor was right over it. Additionally, toxic, the ability to run curse sets is really beneficial. A curse set with the Eye of Papa Berry and Gluttony will be absolutely fantastic because of the obvious 50% berry buff in Gen 7, which is really, really cool. Scrolling through its move pool, there are a fair amount of things that I'm going to want to try to do with this thing. So I'm really excited to add this to our team, and it gives us a little bit of defensive synergy within our squad. But yeah, again, Poison Touch is fantastic because it's going to be able to give obviously poison Pokemon 30% of the time, and that's going to be huge for like the likes. Let me jump on our schedule real quick. We play Justin, which it could potentially be really nice for. Then we play Garchomps, which I guess you don't have the best matchup for Garchomps. And then we play Jacob, and you have a really good matchup against Jacob as well, which pretty much forces him not to bring two Mons right off the top of my head. So anyway, that's a Lowland Muck. I feel like it's a really good Pokemon. It also gives me a Poison and Dark type, because a couple weeks I was fearing Toxic Spike stack, and that's why I was kind of forced to think about running Valley Poison. But this also gives me a good Fairy check, so I can actually switch in on Fairies now. And next up, we covered another weakness that we've noticed. We're dropping Jolteon, unfortunately. Jolteon is absolutely phenomenal, and me dropping it is not knock on Jolteon. I absolutely loved it. It did tremendously for me. But I feel like we need to drop it, and we're picking up Magnezone. The reason we're picking up Magnezone is because we want to be able to trap Pokemon. And the likes of Muck, given that its best coverage to hit Steel types is Fire Blast and Flamethrower, or Focus Blast, but we're not going to run Focus Blast probably. Um, this helps with Muck, and additionally, it also helps with Lanoon. It forces opponents' Pokemon to run Shed Shell on their Steel types, so that way they don't get trapped. I cannot use Magnezone against Justin this week. I picked up Muck last week, but I wanted to wait to do this video because I knew I was definitely going to be picking up Magnezone. But having Magnet Pull is huge, and additionally, I can run Sturdy or Analytic if they don't have Steel types. No one really switches into Analytics boosted, Specs, Thunderbolt, or Flash Cannon. Even if you resist, you're not going to take it very well. I fully expect Jolteon to be picked up by the end of the transaction week, but again, Magnet Pull is going to be huge for my team. And it's going to fill a similar role to Jolteon. It's still going to have momentum. I'm obviously losing a ton of speed in these transactions. Kabutops, Swift Swimmer, and Jolteon obviously being base 130 speed. But I think these moves will ultimately help me in the end because I have naturally fast Pokemon with the likes of Tornadus Therian. Kyurem Black has pretty good speed. Swampert in the Rain has really great speed. Beartic hits 400 speed in Hail or Rain as an adamant nature, which is absolutely huge. So I'm not super concerned about the speed tiers. It obviously sucks losing Electric Immunity, so I might try to transition for a ground type as well. But yeah, Specs, Life Orb, Assault Vest, Focus Ash. This thing can run pretty much anything, and it's going to be really beneficial. Additionally, Choppleberry, Shookaberry, anything along those lines. Coverage is pretty much always going to be the same. It's going to be bam, 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 and bam. Pretty much every week, that's going to be its coverage. The EVs will obviously vary, but additionally, Magnet Pull is going to be really beneficial for the likes of my Lanoon. Because like if you look at the teams around the league, Joel's only Steel type is Celesteela. Get rid of Celesteela, we win. Destin's is Jirachi. Once we get rid of Jirachi, he still has a Donphan which outspeed, so I can probably take that out yet too. And we might just beat his team after that too. Jirachi obviously has U-turn, so it won't work as well. But like looking at these teams, each team pretty much only has one thing that can take a +6 extreme speed, and those are the one Steel type that they draft. Once you get rid of that Steel type, it's free reign for Lanoon. Like that's going to be absolutely phenomenal. And even with the ability Magnet Pull, you don't necessarily need to run Magnet Pull. Like a lot of battles that you have, the opponent just assumes that they're trapped and they don't even try to switch. So I could run Analytic and then just let them switch out, and then I can catch them on something else. And if they don't try to switch out, then that's awesome for me. I'm going to get off huge damage. So yeah, I think Magnezone is going to be really beneficial for our team long term. It's going to help us get to a point that games will be won significantly easier. The only team that's looking Lanoon proof is Dave's with his Gligar and Pharaoh Seed. But even that, like, I don't know. I'm just excited to have Magnezone because again, it's going to force Steel types to be running Shed Shell. Even if they don't think I'm going to be running Magnet Pull, like I don't think teams can risk that. So Lanoon is hopefully going to open up a lot of doors, and then also Muck will open up a lot of doors with this Magnezone transition. So yeah, those are my two transactions. I might, like I said, try to deal and find a ground type yet. But let me know what you think about our transactions in the comments section below. And until our battle with Justin, which also might be delayed, Justin just went on vacation, so he comes back next Thursday, so we might not have the battle until then. So it's not. I didn't forget to upload. I think we're just going to be pushed back a little bit. And if we upload out of order, I'll just wait to upload the Carlos battle regardless. Yeah, until next time, guys. Peace.